Good afternoon. This is the Elliott Wave Daily Update for the S&P 500, being recorded on Wednesday, August the 6th at 1:05 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I'm on a little bit early to get these updates together. I unfortunately have a couple of appointments that I need to keep, and so I wanted to get these posted as soon as possible. Um, Picking up where I left off on the intraday update, as I said that there, I have changed the labeling. This remains minuet wave A. So the first leg down, minuet wave A, and also I'm leaving it as 5 waves down, which continues to suggest that this B wave, as extended as it may get, should not exceed 64.68, which is the current high for that minute third wave. So coming up, what we have is we had the ABC down to a B. And yes, I know I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 previously, and now I'm kind of revising that to ABC ABCB, and then 5 down for a C wave, and leaving that as then sub minuet wave B of minuet, the larger minuet wave B. And then what we have coming up is, of course, the C wave, and we have 1, 2, and likely wave 3 may be complete. It exceeded the 100%. So I know that it is longer than wave 1 right now. So we may have some continued upside follow through before we get a small fourth wave. I'm not looking for much in this fourth wave, maybe back down to 60. That's like 10 points, but not too much further below unless we can get up higher because we don't want to run the risk of overlapping with wave 1. So we could actually, this could be premature, and we actually get up to 6,400. And we could do that overnight. We could do it actually at the start of the Globex session. Um, or we could do it before we even finish the additional hour of trade that the market's currently going through. So it was a strong day again. And again, we saw the risk on trade take over. I mean, it was in play here, not, and then came back with a lot more robust in nature that we saw that they not necessarily were hitting that VIX as hard, but they were selling it. And so again, that just means they're selling the volatility, buying the volatility of the underlying stocks within the S&P, primarily again, the Mag 7. So we saw a lot going into Apple. We saw a lot going into Meta and Microsoft, a lot going into Tesla, regardless of the reason behind it. There was a lot of trading in those options. And as the dealers, they are selling those calls that the retail and also professional are buying, but the dealers are selling those calls and turning around and buying the underlying. And so the premium was pretty rich, and the premium was rich in the Qs, in the spiders, in the indexes themselves. So there was good cause to have risk on trades. So, but every time we've seen them take volatility down, and they may not be done, by the way. We popped, I think, to 19, maybe 20. And now we're back at 1764 in the futures market. And in the cash market, we are, let me just put that up and I can take a look. The cash market is actually at below 17 at 1670. So they're holding the future up a little bit more. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. In any case, I think we could get some additional follow through. We have additional resistance above just at that 6,400 level. So it's actually 63.95 to 64.05. I'm going to expand that very small cluster. And it's where the C wave would be 0.618, the length of the A wave, and that's just resistance. I do not believe that it's going to stop there unless we pull in and do not cross over this wave 1 and we go up in a clean 5. Again, on the hourly, I can bring it down to the 15-minute chart, and it's going to open this up just a little bit more. so that we can see it. So there is wave one. Here is the ABC down for wave two. And then it would appear that we have one, two, quick, three, four, quick, one, two, three, four, five. Five to put that three there. You can see it's a very small diagonal. Put the three there, and we should be coming back down. I think we will be holding above this high, which is 63.58. In fact, we may get close to it because the previous fourth is sitting right there at 63 to 64. I'm not really looking for much more, which would also suggest that the uptrend is remaining in place and that the market will continue to seek to put on risk on type trades. Now, on spot gamma, of importance today, again, in the S&P, we saw that the market did come down early and went through the call wall. And let me just say, early on, we were sitting down right there at that low was 63.25. And the call wall, where is the call wall? Actually, it wasn't. It was the volatility trigger. Excuse me. Volatility trigger was at 63.41. So that got broken and the market did sell off. The market got a little bit hit and went down to test. Did not necessarily break and hold, but it did put a test to a large gamma 2, which was at 63.26. This is all basis the ES. And then the market regrouped, made sure that 63.26 was going to hold, and then retook the volatility trigger, and then managed to get up and put a retest, if not restoring large gamma 4, which is at 63.76. And so this high is 63.78. So we went down, we tested, we came back up, all the way back up to put the large gamma 4 back in place. Now, whether that was successful or not, I don't know. We'll have to see how it all turns out tomorrow when we get the revised levels, including today's trade. Also, just kind of putting things together, we can take a look. We do have some numbers tomorrow. And let's go take a look. Today, we just had Fed people out speaking. And so tomorrow we have initial jobless claims and this U.S. productivity and unit labor costs. That's all at 8:30 a.m. We have wholesale inventories at 10 a.m. and at 3 p.m. we have consumer credit, which most of the time has absolutely no effect on the market, but it does still show up as a reported figure. And then we do have the Atlanta Fed President Bostic will be giving a speech somewhere. So that's really it. So it could be still light. Earnings still coming in. What they're waiting for now, of course, is NVIDIA. And NVIDIA does not report until I think the 18th or something of August. All right, that's going to be it. Our next update will be tomorrow morning.